Brendan Horan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll just take a very short call on Part 1 that amends the Maritime Transport Act 1994. And as has been echoed throughout the House, the initial stages of its progress through the House, indeed the whole bill, has not been too controversial. There was unanimous support at the Select Committee, and the bill was reported with no dissent to the recommendation that the bill be passed with amendments. But since then, Mr. Chair, the Minister in charge has seen fit to bring in further amendments, and the amendments affecting this Part 1 are contained in SOP 360. And some of those amendments are quite detailed, quite technical, comprising some 10 pages of changes. And the date on the SOP is today's date, sir, Tuesday 24th of September 2013. And it amazes me, Mr. Chair, that once again this government expects that these changes can be adequately scrutinised in the course of a few short hours. Sir, the changes that give me cause to worry in this SOP are those that relate to the ownership of ships and the clauses that relate to the bunker oil certificates of insurance, and I'd like to hear from the Minister on the late changes. So, as we all know, if this had been signed well before now, the disastrous impact of the RENA and financial costs would have or could have been averted. And now, sir, we are in the ridiculous situation where a small hapu, and there's something like only 50 of that hapu living on Motiti Island, are now fighting for justice, fighting for a promise that this government made about removing the RENA and cleaning the oil up. And here they are, a small hapu, fighting for all of New Zealand. And through the courts now, against an outfit, the owners of the RENA, who are international polluters, who have resources of over $2.4 billion, and who is fighting for New Zealand but the small hapu on Motiti Island. And I would say to all New Zealanders to remember the vacant promises of this national government when they said, even a week before the election, that all the oil had been cleaned up. It was front page news. There they were saying it had all been cleaned up. And, sir, on the weekend I managed to get out for a surf, and I saw surfers coming in still with splotches of oil on their surfboards. And, you know, some things are just not good enough, and vacant promises made by that government are certainly not serving New Zealand. So I just want to say that I support this bill. It should have been done a long time ago, and I won't spend any more time on it. Thank you.
Chris Ogdenville.
I move that the question be now put.
Question is that the question be now put. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. The first question is the Minister's amendment set out on SOP number 360. Question is the Minister's amendments be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question now is that Part 1 as amended stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Members, we move to Part 2, which is a debate on clauses 88 to 112 and Schedule 3 and proposed new Schedule 4.
Mr Chair.
Moana Maki.
Thank you, Mr Chair. And it's with much disappointment that I rise to take a call on Part 2 of this bill, and in